Techie channel. Today is Thursday, February 19th. It's 11:56. A little bit late to recording this trade recap, but we're going to get right into it and kind of go over why it took so many trades in such a condensed area. And yeah, real quick, let's look at the day. So we can see I took 7 trades on the day for a total of $268. Don't normally take this many trades, so we're going to get into that. On the XFA, we're up 730 in the past 3 days, so not bad. Worst trading was $1,300. This was today. So again, we're going to go over that. And yeah. Okay, over on TradingView, so this morning we had, if this will load. All right. So yeah, this morning we had right here, 6:30. Market decided to go a little bit lower after yesterday's push up, lower high, and then into this zone. So what ultimately ended up happening was we had a rejection off this 1 hour gap, which makes sense. We have a lot of bearish pressure right here. It's kind of a wall. So we sold off into draws below. We not only have New York below, which we hit. We have Asia, internal New York, and New York again. So we saw that price took out London right here. We tapped into New York, and then we've just kind of been chopping around all morning. But why did price come up to reject down? So on the 15 and 5 minute, this right here is a 15 minute. Basically, the whole morning was just choppy, not worth trading. So this morning, Trump was speaking. If we go over to Forex Factory, we have Trump speaking at 1 p.m., but it was announced that he was going to speak at 9, and it was just choppy morning, bad price action. And so leading into Friday, there's PMI, and my guess is that with Trump speaking and red folder news tomorrow, there's just a lot of stuff is being held off for tomorrow. Let's just say that. But what ended up happening was we got a little bit of manipulation at open to New York low in this gap right here, and then we shot up. So we were watching this on the 1 minute. Right here, we were watching on the 1 minute. We swept out New York low and then pushed up. Not only did we respect this 1 minute gap right here, so we pushed up, had a little retracement down, and then pushed up again. But if we can look at the 5 minute, and we can see that this candle right here is a pretty good doji. There's not really any candle in there. So we can just say, okay, we'll just use this as a gap and bring this across. All right, cool. Now we can say we have pretty much relative equal highs all across here. And if price were to break out of this area right here, we would want to target these highs, right? So we got this high, and final high right here. Okay. So ever since we had the manipulation at open and price rebounded up, this would have had our entry right around 650 to 655. And looking at the smaller time frame, this would have been right here. So looking at the 1 minute, come on, TradingView. what are you doing? Okay. So looking at the 1 minute, that is aligning perfectly with how price is responding. Right, we break out on the 1 minute and the 5 minute, respecting this 5 minute gap. We hit TP1, TP2, and TP3 perfectly as price breaks out. Right, all of that for, let's just say it's, right, 43, 45 points. It's a good trade. But we want to go over the trades I took. So what happened? Why did I take these trades? Well, I was watching the market for a while, right? I watched this play out. It hit all the TPs, retracement back down into this gap, filling orders to go higher. Right there, that was it. Came back down, started chopping. What did I think was going to happen? Well, I thought we were going to get a long right here to go even higher, right? We broke out, came down, consolidation, go higher. Come down, consolidation to go higher. And I thought we were going to come down, consolidation to go higher. Well, I thought we were going to go higher off of this. I was in, I believe, the 15-second, which I'm really not trying to trade anymore. I'm not trying to trade these smaller time frames. I think it's bad habit. I think you're better off on the higher time frames. But with that being said, I saw us rip up, come down, respect the draw on liquidity right here and these two gaps to go higher. Come down, respect the gaps down here, bounce off of this to go higher. And so my initial thought was, okay, we're probably going to take out this high and to go higher. And so I went long. But what ended up happening was we swept out right here and right here. We ultimately disrespected, or we could say we respected this to go lower. Okay. Again, this is on the 15-second right here, so it's pretty quick stuff. So I went long, and I got stopped out. I got stopped out for 10 contracts at 927 to 862. So that's a pretty good loss. That was that $1,300 loss right there. So ultimately, I took a step back. I watched what happened right here, and I see we eventually did rip up into this gap to then go down. And so after watching price action, I saw this wedge right here. I was like, all right, we're probably going to go short again. And why do I say that? Well, this right here hasn't been filled, all of this, and it's a classic Bart Simpson's model. When we go up, we have his hairline, when we go down. Also, this up here was swept by this lower high, lower high, lower high, and I just figured it's pretty simple that we're going to go back down to take out the draws. And so that's what I did. I went short with 15 contracts to target the lows. And yeah, I got in at 24917, so 1725 to where is it? To 833. 833.75. So right here. So 33-point trade right there. So that basically made back all of my loss plus some on that one trade. So that was a good trade. And then what did I do? I took another short right here for final little scalper right here. It says it was at what is it? 89 to 76, so it'd be, I don't even know. Oh no, sorry, this is oh no, it's from 70 to 76. Maybe it was a loss. Yes, 70 to 76 looks like I took a small loss. And then I took a long right here to 889, 889 to up here at 900. So this one was actually the sketchy one because I had to go back into drawdown for price to rip back up. So after looking back at it, I should have taken this one trade and called it, because then what ended up happening was I was caught in my emotions and revenge trading, thinking I could take another winner, another winner, another winner, 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 whatever. You get the point. I could have blown my accounts, but ultimately I ended up green. And we can see I took an 8-point long right here, 15-point long right here, and another, or contract, and then a contract long right here. So ultimately it was just the bad trade right here that got me in a funk, and I was able to get out of it right here by trading super small time frame, but I don't recommend it. It was a big scalpy morning, and I'm very grateful it played out. And I ended up plus 268, but don't recommend it. That was overall the trade recap for today, for this morning. And after looking back at it and looking back at this morning, I should have just not traded at all because of poor price action, the Wix, Trump, news being tomorrow, and all that stuff. But with that being said, I'm super sorry it was such a long video. I wanted to get it all out there and try to explain to you why I took the trades I did. And with that being said, I'm going to call it there. So again, if you liked the video, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow or next week. So